Former President Jacob Zuma has been formally notified by the South African Parliament that notable members of his MK party, such as Lucky Montana and Penny, would not be represented in the legislature. Please kindly hit on the subscribe button as we go into the details. Stated explanation is that these people are not on Zuma's list of authorized parliamentary candidates. There are around 30 people waiting for a parliamentary seat with the MK party at the moment. These candidates will only be allowed to join parliament in the event that current MPs step down or are ousted in another way. There is now a backlog of candidates ready to take on legislative roles as a result of the circumstances. Zuma has received this challenge from Parliament, which calls on him to resolve the disparities in his party's list. Zuma has shown awareness of the problem and promised to find a solution soon. According to reports, Zuma would have to make important choices on the expulsion of existing members in order to create room for the waiting candidates. It is expected that the MK party would undergo significant changes when Zuma is ready to act. There could be a lot of administrative changes in the next weeks as Zuma tries to make room for the new members and simplify the party's presence in parliament. This development emphasizes the complexity of parliamentary nominations and the continuous volatility within the MK party. It is anticipated that Zuma's upcoming choices would significantly affect the party's internal dynamics and legislative clout. Once more, former President Jacob Zuma is set to remove around 30 current members of the Umkhonto weSizwe MK party, including well-known individuals like Lucky Montana and musician-turned-politician Penny, as part of a comprehensive makeover. The goal of this move is to provide space for fresh contenders who are waiting to be admitted to the legislature. The MK party's predicament is made more difficult by the confirmation from the Parliament Secretariat that the persons on the list are not on Zuma's current parliamentary roster. About 30 candidates are vying for seats in Parliament, depending on the resignations or deaths of current MPs. According to insiders, Zuma has been made aware of the seriousness of the situation and has pledged to address it as soon as possible. The confirmation from the Parliament Secretariat indicates that prominent members such as Penny and Lucky Montana will not be continuing in their positions. As a result, immediate action is required to clear the backlog and allow for the entry of fresh talent. Zuma has shown recognition of the gravity of the issue and said that the MK party has to be flexible and sensitive to the demands of its supporters. This week, he plans to start the process of removing at least 20 current party members, raising fears about possible internal strife as devoted members are replaced. The decisions taken have drawn criticism, particularly in light of the contentious pasts of individuals such as Montana, the previous CEO of PRASA, and Penny, a well-known personality in the entertainment industry. The inclusion of these individuals, according to critics, compromises the MK party's honesty and transparency pledge, implying that celebrity is given precedence above reliability. Political analyst Msebesine has expressed worries about the message this gives voters, emphasizing that the party's credibility can be damaged by nominees with dubious backgrounds. Concerns over the planned layoffs have also been voiced by civil society groups. The South African Civic Organization, SACO, spokeswoman, Thandine Kosi, emphasized the need of a transparent and merit-based reorganization process as opposed to making accommodations for individuals who may not be popular with voters. With Zuma getting ready to impose these big reforms, there will probably be a lot of internal turmoil and more scrutiny inside the MK party. The way in which these choices affect the party's standing and relationships with voters will be determined over the course of the next several weeks. The political climate in South Africa today emphasizes how difficult it is to strike a balance between public opinion, party loyalty, and the need for creative leadership. Zuma's next measures will result in what? The EFF's belief that Cyril Ramaphosa should be removed as the ANC leader stems from their perception that the party has been trending downwards since he took the anticipated lead. They argue that the ANC was more aligned with left-wing forces and more effective in advancing the interests of working-class people under the Jacob Zuma presidency. They acknowledge that the ANC may regain its former dominance and strength by removing Ramaphosa and aligning with leftist forces. In any event, pundits have drawn attention to the fact that, under Juliusmalema's leadership, the EFF is dealing with similar problems. According to them,